Are you ready to take a look at the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world when it comes to surf boats? We're going to look at the new 2025 Centurion Ri265. What's up guys, this is Mitch from BoardCo. Today we are going to be running through the all-new 2025 Centurion Ri265, give you a sneak peek at all of the new features and changes that they made for 2025, as well as show you why this boat is considered by just about everybody to be the best performing wake surf boat on the planet. So let's dive in and take a closer look at all of the great new things on this boat. The first thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to the 2025 Ri265 is actually what happens here at the back of the boat. We've got the boat on the trailer out of the water specifically so we can show you the foundation on which everything about this boat is built. The Ri265 was designed from the ground up to be the best performing wake surf boat on the planet. It displaces more water and gives you more controls over how that water is displaced than any other boat out there. And the foundation for this is the hull design that is easiest to see here at the very back end. So the Ri265 is sitting atop of the OptiV 2.0 hull. This is the iteration of the OptiV hull. This OptiV 2.0 hull is an iteration of the original OptiV hull, which completely changed what people thought was possible when it came to a wake surf wave and a wake surf boat. This hull design features a very unique V angle here at the back end, meaning that the V carries from the front all the way through to the back of the boat instead of flattening out on the back like typical ski or wakeboard boats. This hull design features a 20-degree dead rise, meaning that the angle between the side of the boat and the center of the boat is a 20-degree V at the back. This is going to deliver two things. Number one is it's going to naturally part the water to one side or the other, allowing you to have much greater customization over your surf wave because the hull itself is doing most of the heavy lifting instead of it being a ski or wakeboard hull that then has a device attached onto it that just simply shifts or moves that water for you. In addition to that, it also allows the boat to sit deeper into the water, displacing even more water than other boat hulls and allowing your wave to be both larger, longer, and more firm and powerful, meaning that when you push into it, it's going to push back. The last major benefit when it comes to this V hull is its ability to drive and carve through really rough water, meaning if you're in a big open water lake like Lake Powell, Lake Mead, or other places where it gets really choppy and rough, you're gonna be able to drive through that rough chop at full speed without feeling like you need to go to a chiropractor after you're done. It's going to be silky smooth because this V is going to slice right through any big waves or chop. We also have some very unique features here at the back of the boat that will allow you to customize the shape of your surf wave to be ideal for any rider's size, ability level, or whatever they're looking to do on the board. You have the Quick Surf Pro plates that are here on the sides that are simply designed to assist the hull in shaping and contouring your surf wave, along with the center silent stinger plate, which is a patented design from Centurion that will allow you to customize the shape of the wave, along with diffusing exhaust out the bottom of the boat without impacting your surf wave like other different surf pipes or other different exhaust ports can. There's a lot obviously going on here at the back of the boat when it comes to surfing, but there's also things as we move up closer towards the front. On the way there, you see the ram fill ballast vent right here. This exit vent for the air to escape as you're filling the ram fill tank. Instead of being a little hole about this big, instead you need to have this giant vent port because this is the fastest filling and largest ballast system on the market. You can fill thousands of pounds of ballast in a matter of just seconds by using the force of the boat moving across the water to fill the ballast in these tanks. In the Ri265, you have 5,850 pounds of water ballast that comes factory installed from the factory without the addition of any additional weight that you'd add into this boat. This is going to allow you to have an unbelievable surf wave regardless of your cruise size. It also is going to allow you to have a maximum water displacement, ensuring you have the most water volume behind you that you can shape and contour into the world's best surf wave. Finally, as we move here towards the bow of the boat, there's a really unique surf influence feature, which is the way that the taper of the bow goes from the bottom up through the top. It continually increases in surface area, and unlike other surf boats, which are just a flat, sheer, straight line here, it allows you to have greater buoyancy as you turn back into a surf wave or go over any big rollers or any chop. This is going to allow the bow of the boat to stay up higher out of the water and give it additional resistance as it tries to go into a wave. This means that even if you are turning back into the largest surf wave produced by any surf boat, you're not going to be drowning people in the front with a bunch of water unless you really go out of your way to try to do that. Even if there's a big crew in the front, it's still going to stay up high out of the water. The reason why I wanted to highlight this element is it's an indicator of almost everything that goes on this boat. That from the bottom up, every single thing that was thought of when it came to the design, engineering, and intention of the Ri265 was focused on making it so that you have the best possible experience when you are wanting to go out and go surfing with your friends and family behind this boat. Now that we got the Ri265 in the water, I'm back here at the back of the transom, and there's a lot to talk about as we move in towards the interior of this boat. First thing I wanted to highlight is this large transom storage locker here at the back of the Ri265. This locker is big and can hold lots of stuff. You can put skis, boards, vests, ropes, pretty much anything you can possibly imagine in this locker. But my favorite feature about this is that there's a built-in optional transom bag that is equipped in basically every Ri265 we bring in that allows you to customize the difference between storage and ballast in your boat. If you got just a light crew, like let's say 3 or 4 people like we have today, you can fill this up and have additional ballast to make sure you have an incredible surf wave even with a light crew. If you need additional storage space, you just simply drain it out and you have a giant storage locker here in the back seat for when you have a big crew. This allows you to customize the capabilities of the boat and both the surf performance as well as the needs that you have for storage based on how many people are in the boat. You also have really large storage lockers here on the sides of the motor, which we've covered in some other videos, but it's where I like to put all of my wet goods, such as my ropes, life jackets, wetsuits, things of that nature, all sit here in the back area so that you don't have to access them by making people move from underneath the side seats or go into the boat to drop any of your wet gear into a storage locker. Also here at the back end, there's cup holders. There's a nice walkway that is lined in gator steps so you can go from the back of the boat all the way into the interior without ever stepping on the vinyl. There's also access points from the perimeters of this boat, meaning that you can pull up to a dock and go from the sides, from the front bow area, from the transom. It doesn't matter how, you can move in and out of this boat without ever stepping on your vinyl. As you move up here a little bit further, you have these built-in transom flip-up lean backs. These are super comfortable. You can change the angle of the seat back to make it extra comfy for you, and you can check out everything that's going on while you're swimming and just hanging out. Here in the state of Utah, it's actually legal to sit back here in this designated seat while people are surfing. So you can be having people surfing, hanging out, and with the extra quiet PCM ZZ8 engine that is in this boat, you can carry on a full conversation with a surfer while they're hanging out back behind the boat and you're sitting here in this transom seat. As we move here into the cockpit of the Ri265, there's a lot of really cool things to discuss and a lot of new features for 2025. First off is this vinyl that I am sitting on. This is the all-new Cool Touch vinyl that is new for 2025 on Centurion Boats, and the great thing about this vinyl is it's going to stay nice and cool, but it's also going to hold up and be resilient. So the unique thing about this vinyl compared to other different Cool Touch applications out there is that this vinyl isn't going to break down, it's not going to sag, it's not going to end up having seats come apart and split. Instead, it's going to hold up and be extra resilient like the vinyl Centurion has been known for, but you can even have this dark brown mocha color and it doesn't get hot at all even when you're out in the hot sun. We've been out on 100-degree days with this vinyl and it gets about as warm as a really light gray or a white did previously, and that's pretty neat. Some other great things in this boat is you've got nice RGB accent lighting available in the Ri series boats for 2025. This is an optional feature that this 265 is equipped with. You've also got cup holders, grab handles, and all the different things to access a need that you might want to get. You also have these new built-in wireless charging cell phone holders on the sides in the compartments throughout the interior of this boat. There's a total of 4 wireless charging cell phone holders in the cockpit of the Ri265. The next thing to hit on the Ri265 is actually probably the first thing you notice when you climb in the interior of this boat, and that is how incredibly large and spacious that it is. This boat comes in just under 27 feet. It's extra deep and extra tall, meaning that they can open up the interior to give you even more space. The cockpit area in the 265 is extra large, and you can have 10 to 12 people sitting in the cockpit without it feeling overwhelmed or feeling really cramped and crowded. In fact, the Ri265 is yacht capacity, meaning that there is no limit to the number of people that you can pack with you on this boat because it doesn't follow the typical wake boat ratings with it being over 26 feet. One of the favorite features that people have in the Ri265 is the sliding bench seat system in this boat. Unlike some seat systems that just flip around and face backwards right here, this seat can actually slide and move and go to any position all throughout the cockpit of the boat, even sliding all the way up forward. Because of the space and the room that is available in this boat, we've actually had many people that like to do dual sliding bench seats here. You can have lean backs that face backwards and check out all the action behind you, meaning you can have a total of 4 people hang out here just in the center area facing backwards to check out everything that's going on behind the boat. You can also slide this seat back just a little bit, use it like an ottoman that you can kick your feet up on, as well as you can set up this sliding bench seat with my personal favorite configuration, which is where you can have it set here in the back position, use it as an ottoman to kick your feet up on for here in the back, as well as you can take the really large 41 quart Grizzly cooler that sits in the floor of the Ri265 and move it right here to this area. We're going to use a little video editing magic to help us out here. Hey, there we go. So you now have this cooler that sits right here, and the great part about this is you can use it like a cascading walkway going in and out of the boat, meaning that I can be hanging out here in the cockpit area. I'm going to go towards the back. I just simply step and walk going back to the back of the boat. There's gator step lining on this cooler, making it really easy to step down in, and it's nice and comfortable. It also matches the rest of the boat, as well as you can quickly and easily access your drinks and snacks from back here in this area of the boat without having to make people move from their seats or making them so they got to lift it up and pull it out of the floor. It's just a really convenient, great feature that is available on any of the RI series boats for 2025. Overwhelmingly, the favorite feature for 2024 on the Centurion Ri series boats was the Predator Power Tower. Had tons of people upgrade and change out their boats simply to get this tower because of how amazing and awesome it is, and they're really not wrong. It's pretty incredible. The tower is great because you can change the height and tow from any point, meaning that you can drop the tower down, move it up, and stop it at any place along the way, hook a rope up and tow a surfer, a wakeboarder, or whatever you want to do. It gives you the ability to customize the height of the tower so you can bring the shade level down if you want to give you extra coverage. It also is great if you happen to get caught in a rainstorm or a hailstorm, which we actually did last year, and you can make sure everybody is completely protected even when that's going on. It also makes it super easy to do things such as deploy and set up your bimini top, as well as access boards and do everything else you want to do on the boat. This tower comes equipped with premium audio options, both from Roswell and from Wet Sounds, that can really dial in and take up your experience when you're out on the water. This particular boat is equipped with Wet Sound Rev 12 tower speakers and is part of one of the best audio packages available on any surf boat. Topping it off, you have a few great features on this tower that take it up just one more notch. First off, you have the Bombshell 2.0 board racks that are available on all of the Predator towers. These are quick and easy racks that allow you to quickly access your surfboard by just pulling it out, and just that quick. The great part about these racks is they can allow you to take an EPS surfboard, such as this Phase 5 Phantom, and not worry about it getting dinged or beat up or having clamp marks from it not being put in, or being put in with different racks that are bungee straps or that are a clamping type system. It also can extend and ensure that you can keep this board safe and secure without it having to worry about it flying out. You can grab and move, and it's not going to slide out of the racks when you're driving down the lake going 35 miles an hour. It also has built-in life jacket hooks down here on the bottom, so you can hang your vests out to dry, along with life jacket hooks that are built in up at the top of the tower, so you can have your life jackets drain onto the floor or drain on the outside of the boat, so you can put a bunch of vests out, let them dry out, and they're going to be all set for you for your next set. For 2025, the Predator Tower can be equipped with 2 different bimini options. Either number one, a static bimini top that remains deployed all of the time with a hardwire frame that you can use while you're driving around and it stays static 100% of the time. This particular Predator tower is equipped with the So Long double extra large folding canopy top. This bimini top can be folded up and deployed, making it like a standard bimini, but it's super easy to do. Let's show you a quick demonstration of how fast and easy this bimini is to set up. First, all you're going to do is unroll the fabric, then you're going to flip the arms up over the top of the tower. Once it's flipped over, the self-contained arm is going to split apart and open and go around the receptacle on the bottom side. You then just simply slide a pin in and you're done. That's it. It takes less than 30 seconds for one person to set this bimini up. With the added benefit of the Predator tower and how quickly it can go up and down, it makes setting this bimini up a complete breeze. In addition to that, this bimini top gives incredible shade coverage, is sleek and low profile, meaning you can drive full speed without having it move or shift while you're driving. It also has built-in heat-resistant surf pockets that are quick and easy to slide your surfboard or your full foil system into and make it so you can quickly pull it back out and have it safe and secure as you're driving down the lake. This bimini top has gotten awards for being the best performing bimini on the market, and we could not agree more. A lot of other great things to talk about here in the cockpit of the 265. I'm over on the observer side, and there's some great ways that Centurion has designed the elements in this boat to make them more functional when you are out on the water. First off, the largest storage compartment in this boat is inside of this observer locker right here, and they make it quick and easy to access in an exceptionally functional way. Some seats will have a big one single piece that lifts up and opens up, but it makes it so that you'd have to stand up and move to be able to access it. Instead, you've got a split back system right here, so you can open up, access that storage locker without even needing to move from the seat, meaning you can pull boards out of here, vests, goodies, whatever you want to get, and just slide right over to the side. You've also got a flip-up telescoping lean back set up right here. Storage underneath all of the side compartments with built-in friction mat flooring that is going to be able to pull out and make it exceptionally easy to clean and take care of, as well as being mold and mildew resistant, so you don't have to worry about things getting funky inside of your storage compartments. Right here next to the OB locker, we have a built-in trash can that sits right here, so you can open that up and access a trash can right there. You also have a second built-in trash can on the Ri265 underneath this port or the starboard side observer seat right here. You just simply open this up, drop your trash right in, and you're good to go. In addition to having dual trash cans with quick and easy access, they're also exceptionally easy to pull out of the boat at the end of the day when you're cleaning up. All you do is just simply flip up this observer seat, pull your trash can out, and you're good to go. No more digging through compartments and other areas, moving all of your gear out of the way to be able to access a trash can so you can dump it at the end of the day. It's really that quick and that simple. We're now moving over to my personal favorite area in the Ri265, the new Helm for 2025. First thing to talk about is the Cobra Racing driver's seat that I'm sitting in. It's the most comfortable driver's seat on the market. It is exceptionally comfortable regardless of how you sit in the boat, whether you're facing forward, whether you're facing to the side, whether you got the bolster flipped up or dropped down. It's just a really great driver's seat. My personal favorite way to sit in is actually the way I'm talking to you right now, which is kicked to the side. My leg dropped through the insert here on the to the left side, and the bolster flipped up. It's super comfy. I'm not a very tall guy, so it just gives me extra visibility. I can still see straight through the windshield, and it just gives you a great experience while you're driving. You've also got this built-in section here at the side that you can lean against. So I'm leaning and fully supported right here, even though I'm turned over to the side. If you did want to spin around and talk to the rest of the crew without having to sit to the side, you can spin the entire seat around and have the ability to talk and interact with everybody there. You can also slide the seat forward and back, making it so that you have really quick and easy access. You also have the option in this boat of doing a power driver seat if you like to, that can tilt and lean and function, that some people opt to do as well. For 2025, the Helm design on the Ri265 is brand new. New screens, new dash layout, new everything, and man, it is awesome. First thing, you've got a wireless charging cell phone holder over here to the left side that can hold any size cell phone, even if you've got a bulky case. You've also got a stereo controller here on the left side with quick and easy access to a volume control knob, stereo controls to be able to switch between tracks, and all kinds of great functionality. Now you have the two extra large dash screens. They're the largest dash screens available in any surf boat, and that's because they're conveying a ton of information and a ton of different controls. You have access to everything from cameras, lighting settings, all of the different controls for your surf plates and your ballast, as well as all the different things such as lights and heaters and all of the controls and things you could possibly want to have in your dash screens in a new intuitive layout that gives you maximum control over every aspect of the boat. There's a ton to talk about on the dash screens on the new RI series, but there's one particular element I wanted to highlight that is really key, and that is how easy it is to dial in the world's best surf wave on this boat with just the press of a button. You have your surf controls right here on your surf screen. You just press what looks like a wave down here at the bottom side. You then have complete control over all three plates at the back of the boat. You can just select surf left or surf right, and it will pull up the automatic settings there. You have your center plate that's going to control your bow attitude of the boat, and you have your side plate. You can independently control these just by pressing plus and minus. Unlike some other different surf systems and setups that is just simply on and off, you can control how much each one of these different plates is engaged to ensure that you get the best possible wave for anybody who gets back behind the boat. If you find a surf setting that you really enjoy or that you really like to have, all you do is just press save, and then everything is dialed and set up for you. So to go and run it the next time, you just pull up a profile, hit activate, and you're good to go. There's a bunch of preset profiles for all of the standard settings that most people like to run. So setting up your wave can be as simple as just pressing profile, pressing surf left, and hitting activate, and everything else is taken care of for you, from the ballast to your plate settings to your speed. But if you want to customize and fine tune your exact settings, you have the ability to do that as well. With a Centurion boat, the goal is not just to have the world's best surf wave, but to make setting it up and dialing it in for every single person as quick and easy as it possibly can be. One other great thing here at the helm of this boat are the climate control options that are available in the RI series boats for 2025. In the new helm, you have 4 heater ports here at the front. So when you're out on those cool, crisp mornings, getting the early morning glass, you can turn on the heaters and it's going to heat up the whole area here right around the driver's helm. You have the wind dam that slides in and protects you from the flow of air, making it so that it's nice and warm even on those brisk, cool mornings. When it heats up later in the day, there's a built-in vented windshield for the RI series, meaning you can open this port and have air that vents through and cools you off both for the driver as well as on the passenger side. You can control this window directing the airflow to ensure that you have the best possible experience when you're driving. It's just one more area where Centurion is elevating the experience for the driver and taking it up to the same level as the experience for the surfer behind the boat. For 2025, there's a lot of new different accents that add to the overall look and aesthetic of the boats. There's a new glove box with built-in custom lighting that is RGB controlled. They give you the ability to fine-tune and adjust the look and feel and the vibe of the boat. You also have a new throttle knob that is extremely ergonomic and really comfortable with built-in lighting access that complements the lighting accents through the rest of the boat as well. You can also fine-tune and custom color these lighting accents, making them any color that you want, taking them from red, green, blue, or changing them across any color in a color wheel quickly and easily here at the dash screen. As we move up here to the bow of the 265, you can tell is just as luxurious and just as nice as the rest of the boat. It's extra large, it's plenty of room for 3 to 4 adults to sit here in the bow. You can sit facing backwards with the nice squared off area so you can have people facing backwards. You also have a really comfortable area for people facing forwards with flip down armrests. They can make it so it's nice and comfy hanging out and facing forward here in the bow. You also have some great features such as this built-in step pad right here, so you can step from the bow of the boat all the way to the inside without ever stepping on your vinyl. The center bow cushion is also fully removable, so you can pull this out and have it so that you can have a footwell that you can drop your feet down into, or just a walkway to go in and out. Fill it back in and you have a full playpen bow area. You also have storage space underneath all of the seats here at the front of the boat, making it so that you can store all kinds of gear, fenders, anything that you want to do right here at the front of the boat as well. The 265 also comes with a built-in ballast tank that sits under the floor, meaning that you can have all of this storage space and all of this person space and still have the best possible surf wave when you fill up that ballast and lengthen that surf wave out a little bit further. For 2025, the Ri265 comes equipped with two different engine options. The Ri265 comes standard with the PCM ZZ6 6.2 liter direct injection engine. This engine delivers tons of torque, tons of power, and works great, even honestly up here at nearly 6,000 feet where we're located. You can get about 35 miles an hour using that motor and still get incredible torque and power to be able to surf and do everything that you want to do. You also can equip the boat with a PCM ZZ8S, which is the supercharged version of that ZZ6 engine. The PCM ZZ8S is the most powerful motor put in any surf boat on the market, with over 630 horsepower and incredible performance from top to bottom. This can be an ideal engine if you just want maximum power or if you want to have ideal cruising speed, because even here at 6,000 feet in elevation, an Ri265 can go over 40 miles an hour with the ZZ8S engine. That's a 27-foot boat at 6,000 feet elevation moving at over 40 miles an hour. That's pretty incredible. Both of these motors deliver incredible fuel efficiency in combination with the Centurion OptiV 2.0 hull. The combination of these ultra fuel efficient motors and ultra fuel efficient running surface and surf system design ensure that you have by far the most fuel efficient boat on the market. So efficient that Centurion actually puts live fuel economy data right in the dash screen so you can see exactly how much you're burning. This is something most other manufacturers do not dare to do. We've seen how amazing the interior and finishing is in the Ri265, but now let's take a look at what makes this boat even more amazing, and that is the surf performance on the boat. We're going to show you a couple different surf waves that you can set up on the Ri265 to fine-tune them for every single rider. To show the surf waves, all of the waves that we're going to be showing you are going to have the same ballast configuration, which is going to be all of the ballast in this boat full, and then we're just going to drain off the side that we're not surfing on the ram fill tank by just a few percentage points. This is going to ensure that the wave is going to be crisp, clean, and smooth, regardless of if people are moving and shifting around in the boat. Something to note on this is that in order to have an optimal surf wave, you're going to want to empty some ballast off of every single boat that's out there, whether it's a Centurion or not. The really unique and great thing about a Centurion is that because of the ram fill system, you can make that ballast adjustment in just a matter of a couple seconds, meaning that switching from one side to the other can be a 5-second endeavor instead of being something that takes you 2 or 3 minutes to dial in the optimal surf wave on either side. It's one added major benefit of the ram fill ballast system. First up, let's show you a steep surf style wave that you can set up on this boat. For this wave, we are going to be setting it up so that the center plate is at 10% and the side plate is set at a setting of 65. This is going to deliver a clean, smooth, consistent, but also very steep and very powerful wave. This wave is going to be ideal for riders that are either bigger guys, people riding a surf style board, or advanced level riders that are really wanting to get out after it and boost off the lip of the wave. This delivers a sharp lip, a steep face, and a really powerful back end to the wave that's going to keep you pulled and tight into the pocket. If you're going to ride on a wave like this and you're not a bigger guy, you're going to want to ensure your board has deep fins so you don't slide off the face of the wave. Now let's set the surf wave up for a skim style rider or a smaller rider wanting to ride a little bit more mellow wave. For this setup, we're going to dial up our center plate up to 25%, and we're going to set our starboard tab up to 80%. This is going to deliver a smooth, mellow face with almost a tabletop shape at the top of the wave. This is going to be a much easier platform for spins and other slide maneuvers at the top. This is going to be ideal for skim boards that have really small fins, or smaller riders or ladies that aren't quite as big or quite as heavy, that are going to need less push and less drive into the back of the boat. As you can see, this wave also delivers plenty of power and does have some curl at the back side. This can ensure that when you pull off your 360, you're not going to fade out the back of the wave because the back is going to catch you and propel you forward. This wave has a lot of power, but is not overwhelming if you're a smaller rider or on more of a skim style board. The very last wave I wanted to show you is a custom wave that is actually really difficult to achieve on most other boats, and that is what I refer to as the kids wave. For this wave, we're going to set our center plate up at 60%, and we're going to have our side plate set at 90. This is going to really smash down and mellow out the surf wave, meaning that you can have a smaller, much smaller rider, such as a 6 or 7-year-old kid, get back on this wave and not have it be overwhelming. It's got plenty of power to be able to push them along, but the face is extremely smooth, meaning that it's very difficult for them to slide or fall off the face. This is a great wave for building confidence in younger riders as they're learning to surf so that they can have the best possible experience for their first times out on a surfboard. One quick note on the kids wave is that we've once again achieved this wave without making any changes to the ballast setup in this boat, meaning that we can go from a steep adult wave for a 300-pound guy to a wave for a 7-year-old girl in just a matter of 2 or 3 seconds. This wave also has plenty of power and plenty of push to keep them in the wave. It's just going to be much easier for them to navigate and flow across the face. This is essential for smaller and younger riders. Thanks for spending some time with us in the Ri265. Let us know exactly what you think about this boat. And don't forget to reach out to us at BoardCo if you want to check out the Ri265 or if you want to get behind one, because surfing behind this thing is truly something you have to experience. Check out all the inventory we have at BoardCoBoats.com, as well as let us know if there's anything we can do to help you out. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.